Alright, so now we're going to be going over how to create a ragdoll out of a model in Unity 3D. So we need to go ahead and import an asset off the asset store. And we're going to be doing that by going up to Window, Asset Store. Open it up, and on the right hand side under the Categories tab, you should see one that's called Animation. Go ahead and open that one up and then click on Bipedal. And you should see one that says Raw Mocap Data for Mechanim. Go ahead and click on that. Now this is a free asset that's provided by Unity Technologies, so we can go ahead and use it in our project. Go ahead and download it, then import it into your scene, and then when you're done with that, go back into your project. I already have it ready to go in my project, so let's go ahead and open it up. And you're going to see one that says Default Avatar. Go ahead and click on that. And now we have a preview of our character. Now the reason we're using this character is because he already has a rig ready to go. So by default, when you click on this, you should see this rig tab selected, and you want to go ahead and select configure. And when you do that, if we take a look at our character here, you can see all these green parts that are highlighted. These are the actual bones, and that is what is going to provide the ragdoll effect for our character. So that's pretty much what you need for this ragdoll tutorial. So we're going to use this character. So let's go ahead and hit done to get out of this mode. Alright, and let's go ahead and drag him and drop him into our scene. Let's go ahead and move him above. I already have this obstacle course set up for him so that he can just fall onto it and we can test out the ragdoll physics. So I'm going to go ahead and drag him in here. Make sure he's properly aligned with everything in here. Alright, that's about good right there. Doesn't need to be perfect. Alright, so the first thing that we need to do is we need to go into our Game Object tab, go to Create Other, and you want to go down to Ragdoll. Now it's going to be a little time consuming, but we'll try to go over it very quickly. So basically all we need to do is select all our bones for our character in here and match them up in here. So it can be a little bit confusing the way the naming structure is right here compared to the actual bones of our character, but I'll show you how to alleviate that. So let's go into our default avatar in the hierarchy, open it up, and you want to go ahead and open up the reference section right here, then open up the hips. Now the root is going to be hips, so go ahead and just drag and drop that in here. We're just going to go ahead and drag and drop everything in here because it'll be a little bit easier to understand what's going on. You can also select this little circle on the end and open it up, but it's a little bit harder to read this way, so we're just going to go ahead and drag and drop everything. Alright, left hips is actually going to be our left upper leg. So under the hips, you're going to see left up leg. Open that up and open up left leg. We're going to go ahead and drag and drop left up leg in here. The left leg is actually going to be left knee. Left foot is going to be left foot. And same thing with the right hips. It's actually going to be the right up leg. Right leg is going to be right knee. Right foot is going to be right foot. Left arm, let's go ahead and close this up, is going to be under our spine, under chest. You're going to see one that says left shoulder and right shoulder, and we're going to open those up. And left arm is going to be left arm right here. Left elbow is going to be left forearm. Right arm is going to be under the right shoulder. Right elbow is going to be right forearm. Middle spine is going to be just the spine. Then the head is going to be under the neck section. Alright, so here you can make any changes that you want. Do note that if you actually hit create, you will not be able to make any changes again to your ragdoll without having to recreate it. So just make sure everything's good to go. We can set the total mass here and the strength, but we're going to leave everything as default and go ahead and hit create. Now when you do that, it's going to go ahead and whatever bones you have selected in your hierarchy, it's going to show you the little colliders for each one of these. So let's go ahead and close all these and close everything in here. Select your default avatar, and now you can see everything that's selected. So we have all our bones, and each bone section has its own capsule collider or box collider attached to it, which will allow us to collide with different objects and create a ragdoll effect. So now that our character is slightly above these objects, both of these are, or all three of these, have colliders attached to them. So if we go ahead and line up our camera, Make sure your camera's in good view, and you can see that I can see my character and I can see the obstacles beneath him. Go ahead and hit play and see how this works. And there we go. You can see his head still shaking and his arms are still shaking. You can go ahead and move him around if you'd like. I'm going to go ahead and move him just slightly forward. Hit play again. And you can see the ragdoll effects going on. Alright, so that is how you create a simple ragdoll effect in Unity 3D.